So I'm sort of curious, did this movie and this role adjust your relationship to that expression at all?
Oh gosh, that's actually a good question.
I know we're all laughing, but somewhere right now, someone from A24 is behind the scenes going, you know that sounds good, right?
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Julia, I'm going to start with you. I have been told by countless actors over the years that comedy is harder than drama. And obviously, you are one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. But you have scenes in this movie, especially near the end, where I thought to myself, there is no possible way that comedy is harder than that. So I'm sort of curious, did this movie and this role adjust your relationship to that expression at all?
Oh gosh, that's actually a good question. I don't want to make a generalization. I want to say that doing anything well is hard. So, I mean, to nail a good joke can take a lot of work, and to nail a massively dramatic moment or scene can also take a lot of work. If you're going to do it well, if you're going to bring your A game to it, yeah.
Fair enough. For each of you, I would love to talk about your relationship with the incredible actor who plays Death. It's such an amazing performance. So I'd love to know, from an actor's perspective, from a director and storyteller's perspective, what was your relationship like with him between takes? What was it like making small talk with Death? Like, what was the difference between action and cut on a day, any day with him?
If I may, so I think one of the most memorable moments for me was when Arinze Kene, who plays Death, as you mentioned, did his first scene in character on set. Because no one had ever seen him in character. He's such an unassuming, modest man. Right. And what he was doing, because, you know, just to say, it was him in front of the camera the whole time. The animators simply animated over him in post-production. So any movement, any micro movement you see the creature do, that's all Arinze. His voice is undoctored. That's just his voice. He's an incredibly versatile artist. And what he was doing on set was just so electric and so peculiar, and it worked so well. And I was incredibly grateful, not just for his fantastic performance, which, by the way, didn't really change from when he auditioned. I sort of gave minimal input to what he was doing. I felt like it was a very unifying moment on set, because part of what makes this film out there, quote unquote, is this character. It's such a big part of that. And when the crew saw him perform at that level,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people thought, wow, I'm on a really wild ride here, but I think we're going to come out intact. You know, I think we're going to be okay. If this guy's performing on this level, we're going to be fine. So I can't sing his praises enough.
It's genuinely one of my favorite performances so far this year. A silly follow-up to that, there's a beautiful moment, particularly with you, Lola, where you guys are going through different people in history, and he's talking about what they were like in real life. I'm sort of curious for all of you, who is the person from history that you would love to hear what Death has to say about them?
I sort of don't want to know. I feel like I'm good with being ignorant to it and, you know, enjoying people for what they give, and I feel like I don't want to mess with a good thing.
That's probably a great call.
It's really difficult, but I'm going to answer in the most nerdy way possible. I think I would just like to talk to just a regular, maybe baker from ancient Mesopotamia, just someone who has a completely different perspective on life, or and they would just tell me like how they experienced that, and I would love to hear that.
Yeah, I'm going to change my answer to Dinah's answer.
But an average baker, not an above
Not a
average
really
baker.
I'm gonna talk to a cobbler from Mesopotamia. That I'm like super interested in how they made shoes. So that would be cool.
I'll do a blacksmith, and then we'll have
We'll have the whole
options.
town lined up.
Genuinely,
Yeah.
it would be great.
I know we're all laughing, but somewhere right now, someone from A24 is behind the scenes going, you know that sounds good, right? Like, you know that's the spinoff that's going to happen that we never expected.
God. Totally.
Get the cast back together, bring them back. Let's do this. Seriously, thank you for taking the time to. I know you have a very busy day of interviews, but this movie means a lot to me. I truly did love it, and seriously, congratulations. It was a real pleasure to talk with all of you.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much.
Thank you.
much.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
I never thought when we filmed that the scene.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.